Hey, how's it going? Spooky season's over, Halloween's done, but it's spooky season all year for me. I watch horror movies all year because I'm just a fanatic, so horror movies all year for me. So what I've done for this video, it's going to be kind of quick fire. It's going to be movies that are well suited to the winter time. So basically a selection of movies. I've picked out 6 for November, and a couple of them I annually watch in November, and the first one I'm going to show is one that I always watch in November, normally if I can, at least every 2 years. I will get it on this year, and that's the 1980 classic, directed by Stanley Kubrick, starring Jack Nicholson, Shelley Duvall, and that is The Shining. This has such a great winter aesthetic, you know, when they're staying over at the Overlook for the winter, Jack Torrance and his family, with the ghosts in the Overlook and everything starting to come to a head. And it's set, you know, over the winter period from about October to like March, I think, or November to March, one of those. But anyway, like when they get snowed in and there's snow everywhere, what an aesthetic for winter. And I love this film in the winter. It's one you can cozy up with, you know, it's a couple of hours long, so it's one you can really get into. I'm not always a fan of overly long horror movies, but with this one, I'm all for it. Like, I don't mind this being 2 hours because it's such a good story based on a great novel from Stephen King. And there's a look at the back. 4K is good. Like, you know, I'm happy to have this in my collection. And yeah, get The Shining on in the winter because it's well suited. And I'd say November. It's not exactly got any Christmas sort of tones to it, but it's set over that winter period, you know, in different, showing you different parts of what happened in the story. But yeah, great November movie, The Shining. And another one well suited for winter as well, just a quick mention of this, directed by Adam Green, and that is Frozen. Group of people get stuck on a ski lift. The skiing resort closes. They're stuck up there. It's closed, I think it's all weekend. And they're just stuck on the ski lift that isn't moving. They're just stuck high up. And they've got to try and get down or freeze to death. That's the options. They either freeze to death or they try and make their way down. But how are you going to get down there when it's so many feet in the air? And you're basically going to break your legs if you fall. And there's wolves around too. So Frozen, great one for winter. It's completely got that winter aesthetic, you know, set on a snowy ski resort. Perfect. Now, one I've watched a couple of times. I wasn't overly keen when it first was released. It garnered a lot of attention and garnered a lot of praise. I didn't like it at first, but after watching it the second time, I was completely all in. And that's Hereditary, sort of a very like downbeat movie. It's got a very dark feel to it, and it just suits the winter. It looks cold in the film. It might even be set in the summer. I can't really remember. But Hereditary is a very dark, dismal movie, very moody. And it completely suits the winter time. So yeah, check out Hereditary if you haven't. From Ari Aster, who also did Midsommar, which was another good one. Not seen what he's done after that. I think he did a comedy film, but I didn't. Oh, one with Joaquin Phoenix he did, didn't he? But I didn't watch it. But Hereditary, really suited to the Dark Knights, I think. Absolute classic here, and I want to try and find the date when it's from. 1990. Another one based on a Stephen King novel, so it's a Stephen King adaptation. And that's Misery. Whoa. Annie Wilkes keeping Paul captive. He's a writer, played by James Caan. Kathy Bates plays Annie Wilkes. She's a crazed fan. He ends up on her doorstep after a crash in the snowy sort of, you know, on the snowy roads. This sort of snowy roadie, and the writer ends up having a crash, played by James Caan. He ends up on Annie Wilkes' doorstep, Kathy Bates' character. At first, she comes across as a loving, you know, adoring fan. Things take a turn for the worse, and things get nasty when she holds him captive. And you've got the sledgehammer there. Anyone who's seen it knows the horrible sledgehammer scene with his legs. She's got it in this picture. This is a great edition from Screen Factory as well. I haven't got the 4K yet because I like this edition so much, but there's a little look on the back. But yeah, Misery, it's got such a, it's up, they're snowed in, you know, it's set like out in the snow. Very winter aesthetic. Perfect. Couple more to show, and then we're done with this video, because I just wanted to do a quick fire, so, you know, some November recommendations, basically, some movies perfect for winter. And I recently watched Longlegs, which is also by, what's it, Osgood Perkins, and he also did this movie, February, also known as Blackcoat's Daughter. Pretty good stuff. I haven't opened my Blu-ray yet. I did watch it on Netflix years ago, and it's very wintry. This school for girls closes over winter. One of the students is left there, and yeah, things just get really strange. It's got kind of like a intertwining like backstory muddled in with the action that's occurring at present, but you know, it's got a good twist in it. It's got the winter aesthetic. Yeah, I think like you'll love February if you haven't seen it. I know I enjoyed it, and I need to rewatch it again, and I think I'll do so this November. That's the Blackcoat's Daughter. There's a little look at the back. Pretty good stuff. It's a bit of an art house horror, so it's not going to be to everybody's taste, but it does have some great moments, and it's genuinely creepy too, and it really suits winter. And finally, one of my annual watches, which I always do get in yearly, and it's John Carpenter's classic, and I have these 2 editions, and that's of course from let me just check the year, because I know roughly when it's from, 1982, and that's John Carpenter's classic masterpiece starring Kurt Russell, and that's The Thing. Got these 2 editions, got the Arrow standard release for all the special features. As you can see, there's a wealth of content on there, and then of course got the 4K. I didn't pick up the mega set from Studio Canal, and I missed out on the Arrow limited edition too. I thought about maybe like paying the scalpers and picking it up, but I'm okay. I've got the 4K, and then I've got the Arrow for the extras, so The Thing, can't go wrong with it. Group of guys on an basically set out in Antarctica. They are a research team. Yeah, it says here as well, 12-man research team at a remote Antarctic research station discovers an alien buried in the snow for over 100,000 years. Once unfrozen, the form-changing alien wreaks havoc, creates terror, and becomes one of them. Most people know The Thing. It's a classic. It's got fantastic special effects. The practical effects look amazing, you know, from the actual creature. When it's, you know, especially the scene where they're looking, you know, where they're thinking about, you know, where they're checking out the guy who's basically been infected by the thing, and they open, you know, take his shirt off, and he's basically, you know, lying there like they're going to operate. The guy gets the damn, I forget what you call them now. The guy tries to shock him, to resuscitate him, and his hands go straight through as the thing is infested him and mutated him, and basically his stomach's now become a hand chopping creature. So basically the guy goes to resuscitate the gentleman, and his hands just go straight in, and he ends up with no hands because the thing just bites them off. Basically his stomach becomes a mouth equipped with fangs and teeth and everything, and you know, it mutates with the dogs as well, which is sad for the dogs, but you know, I do love the creature effects when the dogs are mutating and stuff, and it's just icky stuff, you know, but the practical effects are completely astounding, and they're to be applauded, and you can't go wrong with The Thing. It's set out in Antarctica in the snow. Great performance from Kurt Russell. One of John Carpenter's best films easily, with Halloween and The Fog, things like that, and it's just so good to watch. Can't really spoil too much with The Thing. Most people know the story. It is based on a movie called The Thing from Out of Space, which I actually haven't seen. I think that might be a 50s movie, but the Thing from John Carpenter, you can't go wrong. The creature effects are just absolutely mesmerising. And there's some picks for November, so I just wanted to run through a few, you know, like, thought about doing a quick video, try to make it as quick as possible. You've got The Thing, Blackcoat's Daughter, Misery, Hereditary, Frozen, not to be confused with the Disney film, and The Shining. So there's some classics suited to winter, some movies that are well suited to winter. Well, a couple of them aren't exactly regarded as classics, but you know, they might be one day, that being Frozen and The Blackcoat's Daughter, but they're damn good films. There's my November recommendations. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.